We're going to go to George.
Cool. Hi.
Hey, George, what's up?
How's it going?
Good.
So, my question was actually about kind of making preference-based decisions or decisions about the future. Um, it feels like because I don't have a clear idea of obviously what the future is going to hold or what I would need in the future. Like this came up. I'm moving house, so I'm just walking around from room to room. Like none of this stuff. Like I have no idea if any of this stuff is needed because I don't know what's going to happen. If I don't have it, something's going to happen that will be whatever happens. If I do bring this thing, then I'll have it. Like it's just there's no, there's even things I found like a a thing that I read at my grandma's funeral. So I read it and obviously there's lots of, I started crying and just kind of that went through. But there was no like do you know what I mean? There's things here that have attachments or that are going to kind of just have utility in my life, or some that are worth more money that I should probably make sure I sell in time before I have to move out. It's like, but yeah, I just find it weird making these decisions about the future, which rely on who I am or what I would want in the future or what would be useful in the future. It just seems so abstract that yeah. So I wonder if you've got any strategies for that type of thing or what you think
Maybe.
of that.
Let's see. Does Miriam have anything to say, or shall I start?
Yeah, I can say a mm, whatever decision that you're making it now. Is there a need to be in future when you make the decision now? Like let's say like practical decisions, you're making it now. You're
Hmm.
planning, it all happening now. Maybe there is an expectation in you that in future you wouldn't need that or you in future you would make another decision or this is moving in a way that is going to be different, but what is real is that you are doing it now in this moment.
Hmm.
It is all there is. And if it's sometimes like at work, uh, with our family decisions, like in every situation basically we're making a decision, but it's happening now.
Hmm.
You can get very calm and clear on now and your needs and your family's needs and your likes and dislikes, which are still valid. And if there's so much doubt that you can't make a decision, maybe there is a feeling. Maybe there is a feeling that is needs to be um, felt first. You uh, maybe there is overwhelm, maybe there is anxiety, maybe there is restlessness, maybe there is fear. You go to the feeling and you feel the feeling first, if there is, which most probably is, because we experience the feelings all the time. And then after coming out of it, after acknowledging, feeling that feeling, you can come out and you can make the decision now with whatever you have now. And if that thought, which is a doubt thought, and comes and say, you may be wrong in this decision, that's okay. That's that's what you got. And you just close down that deal. You make your decision. And sometimes also it's challenging because I was getting this impression from you because we are basically up to the identity shift. We are working, we are like autopilotly working along the lines of some beliefs and some conditionings and some ideas which are very, so many of them are very generational kind of things. It's part of culture, it's part of your upbringing. You are detaching from them. It's no longer like aligning with you. It's no longer what you want, which is brilliant to see that. But again, that is also now. We don't know about future. If there is any future, you have just this now, and you just notice all of the mm, basically detaching from the ideas, beliefs, like the way, like most probably your parents or your family taught you to make a decision, how to make a decision, how to look at the future, to buy a house, because so many of these stuff are very much fear-based, and we learn to function based on that. We learn to uh, close the deal based on this and that. But now you see the unrealness of that in a way, and that's still very like true to you and true to this moment, and you can make your decisions so bravely, so presently in this moment based on you and your viewpoint and your feelings and your needs. And if it's helpful, but this was what I was saying.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. Yeah, a lot of what Miriam said, I was going to say as well. Um, what I sensed in your question was a little bit of like kind of a little bit of doubt, actually. Like, yes, the insight is like you have an insight about this, and your insight is
Mhm.
telling you, well, how can I plan for the future if, like I don't know what's going to happen and all this stuff. And that is true. Like, and you probably have that insight and you've had that experience where you realize that, oh shit, like I can't imagine what's going to happen. That I can imagine it, but I don't know what's going to happen and so forth. But sometimes those insights get a little co-opted by something like doubt or fear, or like Miriam said, we can actually learn to operate. Even very high functioning people I know, they operate out of fear sometimes, oftentimes. A very big part of the way they process is actually fear. And they're holding back and over planning and thinking and thinking and thinking. And it's exhausting. It's burnout. So I'm not saying you're doing all of that, but I'm saying in your
Mhm.
question, I sensed a little bit of like almost a bit of like a hesitation tone, or like a little bit of doubt about what you should be doing. Whereas what Miriam's pointing to is like at some point you can actually drop all of that and just start loving what's happening right now. And it's almost as the
Mhm.
decision is just made automatically. Like there may be a thought or there may not be a thought. It's just like I just know what to do. And I'm speaking from my own experience really, because I don't know how else to speak about this. But
Mhm.
um, I do a lot of things. Like I stay pretty active in a lot of ways. But it's funny when people ask like, how do you decide to do that, or how do you decide to do that? I have to make up a story because there is no way I decided. I just know. Like it's just obvious. And I can do
Mhm.
complex things and seemingly make complex plans without really thinking much about a future at all. And
Ye-
so it's just what's happening in the moment. I just enjoy it so much that, and I'm in a sense like I'm so dissolved into it that it's really just happening. And there isn't this
mhm.
sense of like, oh God, how can I plan for the future? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't
Yeah.
think about that stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it feels, at least to me, it feels like I have everything does just happen naturally. I'll make the decisions I make. I don't feel any, but it feels like I don't have um the framework. Like for example, I'm perfectly comfortable just whatever happens just happens. But
Hmm.
it feels like I don't have uh I guess the ability to make those decisions because there's not like I don't have a clear idea of who I am, what I like, what I'm like. It
Mm,
just like it doesn't feel like the information that you would use to choose that, like uh even like a random thing like getting a haircut. I'm like I have no like there's no like there's no preference. There's like
mm,
I understand that like oh my hair has got longer than it has before, but like there's no desire that I need to do it. Like I'm kind of those. It feels like those things are not. Yeah, like it's hard to make those like preference based decisions.
mhm,
But I also don't feel that there's a like a problem in that. But it's like a
mm.
thing that keeps coming up, not being able, or just those thoughts come in, and then eventually at some point I'll just get a haircut. You know.
Sure. Here's another. Yeah. Well, like I said, part of it could just be a little bit overthinking. Like,
Mm,
oh, am I gonna? How do I make a decision? And then you just get a haircut and you see, oh, that's how it happens.
mm, Mm,
But again, I sense a little bit of a self-doubt in there somewhere. I could be wrong.
mm, mm,
You don't have to answer this now or unpack it, but I would consider this. Just reflect on this. There could be some trauma related to this. Like, did you ever develop the sense somehow through trauma or through family, or whatever it is, that other people's needs are more important than yours? Like, will you comfort people way before you'll comfort yourself? Is there a tendency towards people pleasing? Is there a tendency to basically like, and for me, that was so strong for me in some sense, in some areas of life that I didn't even know it. If you would ask me, I would say no. But in retrospect, it's so obvious. Like, I through trauma was taught like not only that my needs don't matter, like I don't even have any, right?
mm,
Like, why would I think about what I need? Like, so decisions could be really challenging for me when I was younger for that
mm.
exact reason. Like, it's like
Yeah.
I don't even know how to reference what I need or what I want because I never had that opportunity before. I was never taught to do that. I was always worried about my environment. Like, is that person safe? Are they going to get mad at me? Are they going to love me? Or, that kind of thing. So there could be some trauma process that is somehow playing into this as well.
Yeah, I think there's an obsession. Definitely, these things don't feel obsessive. It feels like something just kind of like a mechanism that's just
Hmm.
playing out. It doesn't feel, at least at the moment. Um, but yeah, there's definitely been an obsession with doing the right thing, right?
Hmm.
Which obviously implies that there's a wrong thing or that there's any that I
Yeah,
could do something different.
totally.
So, but that's I've done investigation that kind of unlocked stuff for me before. In that kind by going into that thing of yeah, just
Yep.
the knowledge that uh there's no plan, there's obviously no right thing. There's things just
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. And that's a great way to look at it too, because well, the way these trauma things play out is varied, but again, you end up getting co-opted one way or another. Your needs are co-opted by someone else's in some
Hmm.
sense. So it could be, yeah, you're taught like you have to do the right thing, or you should do the right thing, or.
Hmm.
So it can be helpful to ask two questions about that. When you think in terms of like what's the right thing to do, whose right thing are you talking about? Is it some external thing imposed upon you? So people who grew up in like very religious, traditionally religious
Hmm.
families often have a lot of this. It's like everything is about doing the right thing, but you never really stop to think like who the fuck taught me the right, like where does that even come from? Like whose right thing am I even trying to gauge my own
Hmm.
behavior by? Number one, and number two, um, if I don't worry about doing the right thing, what do I actually reference on what I want to do? What feels right, what feels good, what I need, what I want. Like that can be so quiet in a way that you don't even realize it's there until you really start asking, like, wait a minute, what do I really want? And that
Hmm.
can be helpful. Like for me, I remember when it would open up and I'd be like, oh God, like
Hmm.
now I can see how suppressed those parts of myself were,
Hmm.
um, various drives and so forth. So anyway, it's just something to explore and consider and may
Cool.
not be that big of a deal for you, but it could play
Hmm.
some role in all this.
Yeah, yeah, clearly there's still some stuff there, or at least that because that keeps yeah, it's still something that those
Hmm.
ideas or those thoughts they don't feel as like prescient, and I don't feel like they really matter that much,
Hmm.
but they often, they still keep coming through. But I
Hmm.
obviously I have yeah, I know that there's not really an actual problem there, but it just kind of it's like I'm noticing that pattern just is still there in the environment.
Hmm. Well, thank you.
And just I'm
Yeah.
gonna add something that may
Mm,
be helpful for you. It's a do some activities and that you like, you enjoy, and specifically some sensory like activities or things that you can really get in contact with your sensations and feelings and exploring yourself, like because um although you get like mm, you don't have so many like thoughts about what is no longer, you don't, it seems you don't have that I need this or it should be this way, but still you can have access to this pleasure of feeling and exploring and enjoying things. And by doing that, just by maybe like at this, like having a routine, like even taking a bath or like going for a walk when you're very much like observant and you just by yourself and you can clearly see that there is in a trail, there is a path. You choose one like very spontaneously and you go because maybe there is some tree that is right there and you want to explore or you want to see or touch or like let's say you're taking a bath and you have different bath bombs, like you have a preference, like you want to explore one of them. And as if you do this so often by yourself, but it's something that is the decision is like just affecting you, I think it's going to give you more clarity when the bigger decisions that involve others also come because you're going to see that's what you are doing in this moment anyway in either situation. You know what I mean?
Mm, mm.
I hope.
I
Cool. Thank
agree.
you.
George, I'll give you one example of this as I was listening to Miriam, I was like, oh yeah, I can identify a lot of things like this. So when I was growing up, I remember my father hated doing yard work. Like I remember him talking about like he was kind of a grumpy dude in some sense. But anyway, he didn't like yard work. I remember that. And he would like make me do some of it, and he would do some of it, but like I didn't like doing it. But I think I just didn't like doing it, probably because it was a chore, but also because he didn't like it. I just
Hmm.
modeled after him. So when I grew up and then I had my own house and yard, I remember like not liking it. I didn't like the yard work. And I don't even know why. It was like a habit I didn't even realize I had to just not like something that I didn't even really fully feel into. But over time, as I felt into it, I actually enjoyed it more and more. And now I really like it. And so I started like growing roses. So I have a bunch of rose bushes that I freaking love the rose gardening. Like it's like so much fun. I would have never in a million years known I liked that until I just like started releasing that sense of not liking things or not liking certain things that I didn't even know why. And
Mm,
now I found something. I mean, I just absolutely love doing it. It's like so meditative and beautiful, and I just enjoy it. I don't care if anyone else understands that. They don't have to. I would have never guessed 10 years ago, 20 years ago that it would have been a thing I was doing, but I love it. So that's a perfect example of where I went from like one end of that spectrum of like never in a million years would I thought I would like doing some kind of yard work type stuff or whatever, and now I totally enjoy it.
mm,
Simple example, but it's massive transformation in my life based on the conditioning I didn't even know I had. Anyway,
mm,
there you go.
mm.
So sometimes you just
Nice.
got to try things and ask yourself the question, what do I want to do here? Like if you get in the
Yeah.
habit of going, what do I want? What do I
Yeah.
want? What do I want
It's
in this
definitely,
relationship?
yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely very very easy in the moment. Like the if there's a like the affordances of the environment, just like tell me like I just do what makes sense there. It's just
Yeah,
the concept of the future and myself and how those things interact just feels like I don't have the information to make those
yeah.
decisions. But
There you
yeah,
go.
I'm gonna go into it a bit more.
Thanks, man.
Nice. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Jennifer, what's up?
Hi, loves. How are you?
Hello. It's been a minute.
It has been. Oh my gosh. I wasn't going to speak, but Vicky just really spoke to me. Um, about a year ago, you've heard me speak of this. I was so frustrated with practice. I couldn't do the work. And you were like, well, what if you could? What if you can't? You can't force reality. And I was like, I was so mad because I was still thinking I could control like the shadow, right? And it wasn't until the other shoe dropped and started beating me upside the head that I finally realized that that's just not the case. The last couple of months, a lot of things have become clear. Stuff I've definitely been bypassing and hiding from myself even before I came across this path, and really was hiding behind this spirituality, right, to continue to ignore things. So I just wanted to say that. But like where I am now is I noticed in the last couple of weeks there's just been like this explosion of um, somatic things. Sometimes it's intense and it very energetically comes out. But other times, like right now, it's very ecstatic. It's just like, whoa. I just want to swim, just love swimming in this ocean of sensation. And then the mind will say, nope, stop. You're getting attached to it. Come out. Or I got to do something with this. I know that's just thoughts trying to pull me out of sensations, but then there's like this thought that I'm attached to this. Yeah, so I don't know if you have anything to say on that. Thank you.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I understand. I remember very clearly for me when I started having intense waves of both like kind of enjoyable feelings, enjoyable sensations, ecstatic sensations, and then waves of like things that I was not used to, like fear or sadness. And it's challenging at first, certainly not to go like not to hold on to one and like one like kind of resist the other or hesitate. But that for me that just got less and less and less until it was like whatever's happening is really just what's happening, and the less we resist it, the less we cling and avoid and all of it, the more, in one sense, the more intense they get, but also the more natural everything just feels. And then what I find is that the non-attachment, meaning non-aversion and non-grasping, grasping of what feels good, aversion to what feels not so good, whatever, the more that stops happening, the very fact that it's not happening, the non-attachment itself actually kind of morphs into this feeling of like a very palpable equanimity, like physical equanimity that feels really good in and of itself in a way. It feels like neutral good. It feels present good. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's not ecstatic. It's not like a heightened experience. It's just a very natural experience and a very neutral, enjoyable, present kind of like, oh yeah, I'm home. Like I'm always home kind of thing. Without the eye actually, but it just feels like home. So it, even though it is strange and wonky when you start feeling things so directly and intensely and they come and go so fast, it's kind of strange not to grasp onto them. You'll learn not to more and more and more. And the more you do, the non-grasping itself, the openness, the being willing to just walk into life mystery as a mystery, like moment to moment, itself becomes something sort of stable experientially. It's like this enjoyment of just giving yourself to the moment over and over and over until it just happens automatically. That's it. That's what I got.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. The other night I was sitting in this openness and it just felt so like so much love. And then in that openness, all of a sudden came a lot of just sadness and tears. And
Hmm.
it was so interesting because I just realized that openness is okay. Like it holds all of that. And it
Yeah.
was so much love for even the sadness and the tears. And it just felt so good, even though
Hmm.
it felt so bad.
That's it. That's it right there. Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is this maybe not for you as much because I think you're very much directly experiencing it. But if somebody's like new to this territory and these things are so intense and it's like your mind is like trying to construct some like relationship with it, you can just kind of sort of talk to these experiences. And, when there's something intense and sad and grief is coming, just parent, just say you can be here. It's okay. You can be here as long as you need to be here. I'll give you space. You have all my attention. And then when something ecstatic is here and something really enjoyable, say, oh, this is so wonderful. Thank you for being here. You're free to go anytime if you want to go. If you want to come back, like come and go. I have an open door. Like you're almost kind of teaching yourself to have that non-attachment sort of thing. But that may or may not be valuable to anyone listening to this. So anyway, I thought I'd say it. Miriam may have something to say as well.
Yeah, you said it beautifully. I wanted to say basically kind of the same thing. And I want Jennifer, hi, first of all,
Right.
to ask you a question. What does like a attachment mean to you, like in this moment? Like whatever that you are feeling, that ocean of like presence and feelings and sensations, what is the attachment in that? How you can find attachment there? Can you?
No, I think it's guilt for feeling good. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Then it's basically another emotion, maybe a deeper, sneakier emotion that is still part of that ocean of experience. And the, I would ask myself whenever the need to detach or attach comes, to get closer to the meaning of what does it mean to attach to this, because it's very sensory, uh, it's very visceral for you right now, and a it's not in your head. But when you say attachment, find it in that moment, find it in your experience, in your feelings. And if you want to detach from it, still ask the same questions. Because for me personally, there was a lot of shame, which I never knew is there, shame and guilt. And when I started experiencing directly, I could I could confuse myself with so many things because I didn't know, and I couldn't go to the feeling of shame. But when if you directly like investigate and feel and open and ask questions and look, like, what is this attachment? What am I attaching to? Then go deeper on that feeling, go deeper to the sensation. And um, it was a great help for me because I could see the emotions that I couldn't see. And every time, maybe you do it now and next time it's still the same, because as you open up, there are more deeper and deeper stuff, and even so many things from collective are showing up for you. And you're gonna just explore, and you're just gonna be open, and you cannot even understand why it's here. In my case, I wasn't growing up in a situation that I was like, I got this shame. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. That why this much of shame and guilt is built onto my psyche, and now like all of those repressed emotions were in the body, and you need to explore them and feel them and give them space, and asking this question every single time, what is this? And going to the body, because with mind you can confuse yourself, or you can comfort yourself and you can come out of it. But as you are feeling, you're very beautifully like show that you're feeling all of it. You have a closer, more intimate access to that, uh, the exploration that you can have with that question. And I would do that.
Thank you. That was very helpful. Yeah, that because I feel like there's some subtle things in there. So thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you, Jennifer. Nice to see you. All right, we're going to Kev.
Hi. Yeah, I saw what you guys did with George, and I was maybe wanting to like dig deep. What's going on with me is I feel like I'm avoiding life, and I'm also at the same time like disillusioned a little bit with awakening, in the sense that
Mhm.
like earlier this year I was meditating a lot, like an hour a day, and really just focused. And now I don't. I feel like I acutely suffer less. Like the acute suffering that forced that is less, but I feel uncomfortable a lot, and things just don't feel right. I don't feel happy, and uh, I guess that leads me to like just not want to participate in life, avoid life, and I feel as though there's stuff I'm missing because I always like I'll feel into stuff over the years and like uncover things, and I'm like, oh, I never could see that that was affecting my behavior, but it was, and I feel like there's way more that I'm not seeing. Um, yeah, I don't know if I hope that makes sense.
Totally. Miriam, did you want to start? You can kind of start a process, or I can, or whatever.
You start, please. You
Okay.
start.
Yep. All right. Kev, do you want to say hi real quick so I can look at you here?
Hi.
All right. So you mentioned that um, you said you don't feel happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Feel into that for a minute. I don't feel happy. How does that make you feel? The fact that you don't feel happy, how does that make you feel?
Pretty sad, honestly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Feel that. Feel that sadness. You don't feel happy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just notice what's coming up as you just kind of touch into that sadness. Coming up in the body, what's coming up in the mind.
There's so much up here.
Yep. Oh, the
Sorry, my
cat's
cat.
there. That's
Yeah.
cool. Cat can help.
Yeah.
What's going on up there? What is all up? What's all up in there?
Rapid fire strategizing how to avoid and make things better, and anger,
Mm-hmm.
and the leap from like here into here, and like it's just so fast and rapid.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. When you drop into that sadness now, that sadness, what is your body? What is the sensation pattern that triggers you up here? Can you feel it?
I think like here.
Yeah. Keep your hand there. Put your hand there. Yeah. Just notice what that's been doing this whole time. Notice that highway, that track of sensation, totally innocent, totally innocent. It's just conditioned experience. How much work that's been doing, how much effort it takes to keep going up into the head. It's strategizing. Just notice it. We're not judging it. We're not trying to fix it, or we're not trying to make it go away. Just notice it. This is all sensory stuff. Doesn't and it won't make a lot of sense to the mind right now, but it works.
And
So just
also
trust it. Yeah,
sensation wise, I don't know if other people experience this. Like maybe it's like I've noticed this lately, but there's so much like jaw tension. Like my jaw is always, and like my head and face is always just like tensed up.
totally. Yeah. That's to me that's a side effect or a result of having so much energy in the head all the time. It's very common, but that's what I think it is. That's my opinion and my experience. I've had it for sure. Yeah. So just notice that tendency to move upward. Yeah. And how much has that cost you to have that happening without you even noticing a lot of the time? It's like it's on default. Yeah. Just feel into it. How much does that cost you? This is something we don't want to see often, is like really realizing like, oh shit, this cost me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of want to
I
do it
love this
more.
cat. Hi, kitty
Yeah.
cat. Hi, kitty.
She's like
So
6 months
cute.
old.
Oh, it's so
She's really
cute.
sweet.
Really sweet.
Um, it's cost me a lot.
Mhm.
And also feels like the solution to stop costing me a lot is to keep going up here.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And those can't simultaneously exist, right? The cost of going up into the head and then the head saying, no, but stay up here, we'll fix that.
Yeah.
It's like the mirror, it's like the reflection in the mirror telling you it knows who you are. It's strange, but that's what we do, right?
And then the
Just feel
most,
that. Feel like really try to map how that feels to have that energy move upward from the sensations in the body, from the wherever the sadness is rooted. Just notice it. And then what I want you to do is just slowly track it downward. like the actual like sort of track of sensations down to the core of that sadness. Essentially, what I'm asking you to do is notice how they're linked. The sensation pattern that brings the energy up into the head or the attention into the head. Notice that's actually linked down into the sadness. See that they're continuous and that you can just access that sadness in the same way that you can move up into the head. You can come right back down into that sadness such that they can all be here at the same time. We're not saying one's better than the other or one's more important or one. We're just seeing that they're literally living in continuum. They're living in relationship. There's nothing wrong with the relationship. And there's nothing wrong with any part of this. We're just noticing how it all works together. There's sadness. There's a tendency to kind of leave the sadness to get up into the head and solve the problem. There's mental energy. We know that feeling, right? We're all pretty familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can be in any part of this at any time once you see how they're connected, feel how they're connected. You can explore any of it. And the exploration itself is deeply intelligent. It doesn't think in terms of conclusions and causality. It doesn't think, but it does something more powerful than think. It does something more fundamental than think. It is. Its very existence, the sensation's existence itself, is profoundly intelligent. It's a gateway to infinity, gateway to clarity. Everything that gets solved up here actually gets solved down here, but we don't always notice it. So if you try to solve it up here, it takes forever. If you try to solve it down here, it's easy and instant because it's just the solution is feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. It just
So we don't
seems
have to
so.
we don't have to decouple it. That's kind of what I'm getting at. You don't have to make it either this or that. The mind makes everything this or that, but it's already in its own world when it's doing that. This direct experience, you see, like it doesn't have to be either the sensation, emotion, or the thoughts, or the tendency to move upward. It can be all of that at the same time. This has vastly more bandwidth for inclusion, for experience, for love. This sensation. Yeah. Move your hand downward. Feel it, feel the base of it. Feel where that center of that, where it's rooted in your body, wherever it feels like it is. Just intuitively put your hand there and feel it. Feel deep inside underneath your hand into your core.
I'm not sure where. Maybe I just feel like a lot of tension like behind here and in
Hmm.
my neck. And it's
Hmm.
almost like this feeling of like wanting to hide and
Hmm.
wanting to hold back, like feeling like I
Okay.
have to hold back.
Okay. Now, if you don't hide and if you don't hold back, what's going to happen? Just feel into that question. Like the hiding and holding back is a defense mechanism that's been there years. And it's worked in some sense. But what if it doesn't happen right now? What are you really going to feel? Just feel it. Yep. There you go. Feel it. Yep. And track it into your body. Find out where. There you go. That's it. Feel it. Just stay with that. Stay with that core in the body. Just notice it. There can be sensations in the head. There can be sensations in the neck. There can be thoughts, but I want you to stay with that sensation as well. Just stay with it. Like a lost child that's been there for many, many years. Just grab its hand. Just like your 6-month-old cat. Just grab a hold of it. Hold it close. Feel it. Just feel it. Hmm. Yep. The work is being done right now. You're doing the work. It's not fancy. It's not heady. Breathe into it. Feel the sensations. Feel all the way from your hand through your chest into your back. Everything that's in there. Hmm. Yep. That's right. It can all just be there. can all just be there at the same time.
How will I know when I'm done? Like, not like I'm looking for this to be done, but I always think like I'm not
Yeah.
doing this right or there's more, you know?
Yeah. So these are all the thoughts that have come up, right? When am I done?
Yeah.
How long will it take? Am I taking too much time? Am I doing it right? I'm not sure if I'm feeling it. All these things are going to come up and they're fine. Go right back down. At some point, if you, I can give you an answer. At some point, you won't want to leave this. You won't want to abandon this anymore at some point. You won't have the tendency anymore. You'll love being here.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's what I see with people. So how long? As long as you're alive, you're going to enjoy being here. So we're going to show you how to enjoy being in the body. That's all we're doing.
Okay.
Fully in the body. Yeah. So just do what we just did. That's it. Rewatch this if you need to. Stay with it. Do it yourself. But for you, I guess the couple points I want to make, just notice the thoughts can be there. The tendency to move up into thoughts can be there. All that's fine, really. Notice the sensations that kind of track upward, but also you can get back down to that root. When you notice what the mind is doing, it's trying to protect you. It's trying to not feel something. It's like, okay, all that's happening. And what happens if all those defense mechanisms don't work right now? Oh man, drop right in. It's just a reminder. All you're doing is looking behind the defense mechanisms and seeing what are they trying to do? What are they trying to protect me from, etc. And then you'll feel it. Just come back to it. And it may be vague at first. It may be slippery. It may be like your mind may go 1,000 miles an hour trying to distract you. But over time, you'll get used to it and you'll learn like, oh, no, I can really just stay here. Totally stay here. And you may go through an intense process like George did at times. You may not. It depends on also what kind of emotions are coming up. So this can be, it can have a variable effect for sure and a variable experience. But the process is the same, simple.
Well, it's definitely fascinating how like all the time I can, sit down, I'll be feeling bad, I'll sit down, lay down and just sit there and like I never really feel like I tap in or maybe it takes a long time. Whereas here I sat down and it was like we were talking instantly. I was like, yeah, it feels really sad.
Hmm.
Very different doing it here.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's helpful to be the relational aspect is helpful, especially at first. But like I said, you can learn this way quicker than you realize. I say that from my experience with other people. What I find is that once somebody really goes down into this for a period of time, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes that's all it takes. They know how to do it now. And there's going to be more work, but you can do it yourself. This is what I find usually. So we may have to do this again or whatever, but you learned from this already. Your body learned from this. Promise. Just give it some time and just keep doing this process. Watch the video if you have to see how we did it, whatever. But yeah,
Okay.
right on, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nice work. Yeah. Miriam, did you want to add anything?
No, you covered it so beautifully. I enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. So let's go to Drew.
Hello.
Hey.
Uh, yeah, I basically just wanted the same thing as Kevin George. And yeah, I don't know, been realizing I need to deal with some social anxiety stuff that I do not know how to deal with.
Hmm.
And that's about it.
What do you think, Miriam?
Again, with social anxiety, uh, there would be feelings because this is a description that you say, like social anxiety. I understand it's social situation, and you have some emotions that are arising in that moment. But I would go closer to the feelings that arise in the social situation and just feeling them, just facing them.
And I
At
guess
first,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, that's okay.
I was just gonna say that, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is something I've tried to deal with and tried to just be open to the feelings, and I don't know how to just feel them. It's like I'm too blocked off or something, or I don't know. Maybe I'm just telling myself that, and I don't know.
what I'm feeling from your explanation, that is that you're very open to exploring it, but maybe you need to tap deeper to give it more space to feel the depths of it. Because as soon as the thoughts comes that it's not happening again, you, in a way, you disconnect from the feeling again. And the feeling, in, if I want to simplify it, in the social situation, there are some fears or there are some emotions, most probably fears or expectations or whatever. There are some emotions and feelings that are arising for you, and they are here for you to feel them. And you can think about it, and you can label, and you can, but there is also a way in that situation, even in that situation, go deeper, to just be open to the feeling. Oh, maybe you tell me, but maybe you feel like, oh, I wasn't enough, or I'm scared, or I don't know how to express, or there is maybe shame, there is maybe blame, there is maybe guilt, or there are maybe even some expectations that are other than this. But you can, in that situation, you can each time and every time, first of all, like, I really encourage you, because I see in you that you have the full capacity to, you're very aware of it, then you have the full capacity to observe it and then feel it. You're gonna, in the situation that I encourage you to put yourself in instead of avoiding, because so many times when we have social anxiety, we are avoiding social situations unless it's so necessary to show up. I really encourage you to, like, just accept the discomfort and just face it and put yourself first of all in the situation, and each time maybe get closer to one feeling. Like, there's a thought that says, like, oh, it's going wrong, then there is a feeling associated with that thought. You go to that feeling and feel it. And, or at least if it's so overwhelming, a social situation, you can't handle it, at least notice it. And you can come home and you can sit with that feel. You can even bring yourself with thoughts and imagination to that situation and see if you can tap in your privacy, in your, at your home by yourself. You can tap to that feeling, you can get closer to that feeling, or if you understood what is that in that situation, you can come home and you can still sit with that feeling. Then the next time you're gonna do the same. You're gonna just look, and you're just gonna get closer to the feeling and do the same thing. And I think it's, over time, you're going to be very comfortable, at least with the feelings that arise. I'm not telling you you're not going to be fearful, you're not going to be doubtful, but you're going to be comfortable that I'm fearful, that my voice shakes, or I have anxiety, or you're going to be comfortable with that feeling. And but by sitting with that over time, you're going to go deeper, and you're going to, that's where the real help will happen. Not that you need any help. This is all included and beautiful in the experience that you're having, but you're gonna have access to the deeper stuff, and to dealing with this in a deeper level, if it's helpful at all.
I think that's helpful. I mean, I don't want to hear that I just have to go be in social situations that make me uncomfortable. But yeah, I mean, I get that. Yeah, if I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable, then that's fine with me. But yeah, it just feels like there's something deep that I don't know how to get down to. But maybe I haven't tried enough. I don't know.
Well, you're in a social situation now of sorts. How does it feel now?
well, not good.
Really?
It's,
Where's the not goodness?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like a normal person would be able to just think clearly and say what they know they want to say, but I just feel like I can't
Interesting. Think about that for a moment.
do that.
The idea that there's like a model of like a normal person.
I mean, I know that that's ridiculous. I mean, that's just, I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's like I don't think that there's a normal person and I'm not a normal person,
Yeah.
but it's just, yeah, that's what comes to mind. It's like, oh yeah, a normal person, they can express what they are feeling, and it feels like
Hmm.
in a
Do
situation
you
like
think
this,
you're
it's
not
like I
express?
just can't.
Do you think you're not expressing what you're feeling?
I don't feel like I'm doing it very clearly.
Are you feeling something and not being able to express it, or do you not know what you're feeling?
I don't know. A question like that makes me feel like, yeah, I don't know how to answer that. Where
Okay.
it's like I feel something in
You
me, but
do.
I don't know how to what what to say that is, or
Okay. You don't have to give it a label. Do you want to go into a process? I think at the beginning you said that's what you're asking for. So that's why I was
I
doing
mean,
that. But
yes, I would like to do that. If
okay.
we can do that,
So when
yeah.
you said I feel something, but I can't describe it, I don't need you to describe it, but I'm curious where you feel it.
Uh, my chest right now.
Okay. Just stay with the sensation in your chest. And how uncomfortable is that on a scale from 1 to 10?
Not not really uncomfortable at all. I mean, I feel
Okay.
like I can get to this feeling, but it just feels like there's something more beneath
Hmm.
it that I don't.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I have expectations of something else, and this
I'm
is
kind of
just it.
sensing that. Yeah. I mean, I can take you into a process, but like I said before, I would pay attention to your thoughts. Like your thoughts are saying, other people can do something and I can't do it. And like you just said, like there's something I'm not getting. You may be believing your thoughts more than you need to because it sounds like you actually do have access to your somatic experience.
Yeah.
And there may be more of
Uh,
a belief that you don't have something others have or something that's sneaking in.
mm, maybe.
That's what I'm sensing.
Okay.
Because many people have performance anxiety. It's like probably the most common fear or neuroses. It's extremely common.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Well, for me, I feel like it's affected my my life, but whatever. I'm
Well, think about
living
that for a
my
minute.
life
What is
and
that cost? What has that cost been for you?
just I don't know. I feel like I'm stuck in a job that I don't particularly like and I can't interview to get a new job because I'm terrible at interviews. But
Ah,
that feels like some story that doesn't really matter for this, I guess. But
but what does it feel like though? Like, does it feel frustrating? Does it make you feel angry? Does it make you feel what?
well, it just makes me feel like I'm an idiot. Because I don't know.
Okay.
I should be able to answer questions in a job or
Hmm.
whatever in a situation like that I know the answer to, but I just feel like my mind goes blank in that situation. And so,
Hmm. You kind of freeze.
yes,
Okay. You don't have to talk about it specifically, but did you learn at some point in life like that your fight, flight, or freeze response was freeze?
uh, yeah. Well, I mean,
That
I
was
don't know of
safety.
learning it necessarily, but it's just freezing is that's my tendency for sure.
Hmm. Because it was safe at some point, probably.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hmm.
I don't know.
So what does it feel like to not freeze? If you think about it or feel into it, if you were to not freeze, what would that feel like?
I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what that would feel like.
Right? The unknown.
Yeah.
How does it feel to not know that?
I mean, I don't feel like I have any real reaction to not knowing that right now.
Okay.
It
Do
just
you
feels
feel
like
your body right now? Do you feel like you're in your body, like sensation wise?
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
when I stop and when I don't answer questions, I feel like I can be in my body, but it's like as soon as answering a question. And it's like, yeah, back to my head where it's, yeah,
Okay.
doesn't feel like I'm saying what I actually want to be saying.
Okay. What do you want to say?
I don't know. It just feels like what I'm saying is uh, not the right, not that it's wrong, but it's just like they're just words coming out that don't necessarily reflect how I'm actually feeling. I
Okay.
guess I don't know.
So what I want you to do though is check in. Is that true? Is what you just said true? Like you said, I feel like what I'm saying is not reflecting how I'm feeling. Is that something you've believed about yourself, or are you actually not saying what you're feeling because you did seem to say, "Oh, I can feel something in here." Is that accurate or not?
I mean, yeah, I can feel in my body.
Good. Is that accurate? That
Yeah,
statement? Good.
yes.
You're communicating effectively to me about what you're feeling. I think you are.
Okay. Okay.
Do you
Yeah, I mean,
agree?
yeah.
Good. This is what it's about. It's like really about trusting. When I say what it's about, I mean like communication, like talking at a job interview or right. It's about feeling congruent in the moment. Because if you don't think you're congruent, then it doesn't matter if you are. Like if you actually believe I'm not communicating effectively about what I'm feeling, then it doesn't matter if you are communicating effectively or not, if you actually believe that. So this is really for me in this moment about seeing like, no, you actually are communicating what you're feeling. Like you can trust yourself to be vulnerable in this communication because you feel vulnerable to me.
And I
You don't
feel
you
like I'm
don't feel like
generally
you're
pretty
hiding
open.
something.
Yeah.
Does that
Okay.
track?
I mean, yes,
Good.
but I mean, still makes me feel like, well, what am I supposed to do? How do I
Aha.
get over this? Which, I mean, whatever. I guess that's a thought. That's not, that's, yeah, thinking about the future. So
Yeah.
that's just
Well,
staying
this is
with.
how you get over it. Is like if you're really, really present with your emotions and your physical experience, your somatic experience, and on top of that, you can actually communicate it, even if it's simple and there's nothing fancy to communicate, but you can say, yeah, I can feel what's happening in my body right now. That's it. That's the best you can do in any situation. Staying with that, trusting it, and not second guessing yourself like, I don't know how to do this. Um, to me, that is the path. Like it's really just learning like, hey, I can trust myself. Like, do you trust yourself?
Uh, I, I mean, in general, yes. In in social situations, no, because I've
Okay,
never shown myself that I can do it. It's like unless I'm
fair enough.
drinking or whatever. But
Am I drinking? Yeah, fair enough. Okay, next question. Are you trustworthy? Are you a trustworthy person?
I think so.
Yeah, can I trust you?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I can too. I feel like I do trust you. I'm being totally honest. If I didn't trust you, I would not say that. I wouldn't say I don't trust you probably online, but I wouldn't say I do.
Well, I hope you're telling me the truth then. But
Yeah, oh, I'm
uh,
telling you the truth. So
I'm just joking.
I do trust you. You seem trustworthy.
Okay.
To me, that's the core of an effective communication. If I'm interviewing somebody or I'm being interviewed, but like say I'm interviewing somebody, right? One of the first things I'm feeling into is do I trust this person? That's probably 80% of it. Like, 'cause if I trust them, then I'm going to trust them in what they say about themselves and their skill set, right? But if I don't trust them, the interview's over, even if it's not over. Similarly, if I'm listening to a speaker on stage, or even reading a book and listening to it, or what an author says, I'm feeling into whether I trust this person. Is this person bullshitting me? Or are they actually congruent with what they're saying?
Yeah.
So that kind of trust is very important. So the fact that I trust you tells me a lot about the fact that you have the core capacity to be in a situation where you're interviewed or whatever, and you can do okay. It would be a much bigger problem. Here's what I'm saying. It would be a much bigger problem if you were not congruent, if you were not trustworthy. We'd have a lot
Yeah.
bigger fish to fry about you going to an interview. Can you feel into that?
Yes. But
How does it feel to know that I trust you?
uh, good. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I don't even know how to answer that. It's just, yeah, it feels good. I feel like I don't know. Now I'm getting caught up with trying to come up with an answer that I feel like I don't even really need to give.
It's just how you feel. That's the beauty of how do you feel about something. It's like you answered it, and then there's nothing else to it.
Yeah.
Succinctness. There's no right answer to anything. Like in an interview and all that, there's no like right answer. If somebody's trying to figure out the right answer, they're in their head. The right answer is how do you actually feel? So my point is like, if I trust you, the boss is going to trust you. The interviewer is going to trust you. And when you really let that gel in that you're a trustworthy person, then everything else follows that. You're valuable. You wouldn't be applying for the job unless you had the skill set. But if you're trustworthy, it means you do have it, or you wouldn't be applying there. And if you can feel that congruence within yourself, the words will come automatically, I think.
I don't know about that, but
Yeah, but that's the part where you say I don't know about it. It's not because you're not trustworthy. It's a habit of
well,
saying I don't know if I trust myself.
I
But
mean,
when we investigate it, you do trust yourself.
yeah, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Looking at the past, which obviously, okay, never mind. I just won't say anything more about it. That's, yeah.
Well, I'm pushing you, but you wanted to process, and this is how we do it. It doesn't always look the same.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I would gladly, I want you to push me. I mean,
yeah.
I
It's going
definitely
to be
want that.
uncomfortable. It's always uncomfortable in one way or another when we do this. But
Well, I mean, and honestly, this doesn't even feel like uncomfortable. It's just when I'm answering the questions, it feels like I'm just going into my head thinking of past
mhm,
experiences, which is like obviously that's not helpful in this
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
So I was just like, okay, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, as I'm talking to you, like I am putting you in an uncomfortable situation and you're doing fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of grilling you, but you're answering the questions honestly. You're being direct, you're being simple, you're being vulnerable, you're being honest, you're making eye contact. Like you're here with me and you're in a public place. Like, this isn't an easy conversation necessarily. And I'm just kind of reinforcing it in your somatic experience that like you have more skills than you realize. I think you have more ability to stay present with someone than you realize. All I'm seeing that's the distraction is there's a thought that's there that's like, I can't do this. I don't know the right answer. There is no fucking right
yes,
answer. There's no
yeah,
right answer. I've done a lot of training with people like med students and residents. And when I have somebody who's always trying to figure out the right answer to tell me, I'm like, no, 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 no. What does your knowledge say? What is your experience? I want to know your experience. I don't want to know that you know how to tell me the answer you think I want to hear. That's way too complicated, too heady, and it's not telling me who you are. Be willing to share who you are. You need to be able to be willing to share who you are because you're worth sharing. Number
and
one, because you're trustworthy. Like I
yeah,
feel it. You know what I'm saying? Do you
yeah.
think it's worth sharing yourself with people? Do you think you're worth sharing yourself with people? Your real self?
I mean, I don't have any real thought on that. I don't have a problem with myself. I think, yeah, when I get to know people, I'll gladly share myself. But
Hmm. Do people who are
yeah,
close to you trust you?
yeah,
Yeah. Do you think they find your friendship and your connection with them valuable?
I like to think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah. Good. There you go. It's all very simple human stuff. I think we can get a little blown up into our head about special situations like an interview, but an interview is a conversation with two people and they're both going, you're going, do I trust this person? Do I want to work with this person? Or are they going to be a jerk boss? I don't want to work with them anyway. The interview's already over before it started. They're looking at you going, is this person going to be a problem employee? Are they going to complain? Are they going to show up for work? Do I trust them? And if you can do that and you can realize that's what's actually happening, this is a very simple conversation. Are you congruent to do it? Can I trust you? And then it's a matter, do you have the skill set? That's what I care about. I don't care if you have some charming personality. I've interviewed people who can charm and they don't know how to do the job. And that's not the last person I ever want working for me
yeah.
or with me.
But
Does that make sense?
yeah, I feel like I shouldn't keep going on this job interview thing, but it's just like I can't even answer the questions that prove that I have the skills in
Well,
that
we're
situation.
practicing them. We're practicing them now. You know what I mean? Like, right, that's kind of what I'm trying to drive home. And you
Okay.
can actually, by the way, You can practice this exactly with someone, like a friend, someone you trust, someone, whatever. You can even I know this is true because I watched a video about this recently. You can find online forums for people who are applying for a specific type of job where they actually practice interviewing each other. And it doesn't cost anything. They're doing it because they're all going to apply for a certain type of job. So you practice interviewing and being the interviewee. That's a great way to practice. So if it's uncomfortable there, we'll get through the discomfort there and it'll transition over. You can practice anything. So there are sometimes practical answers as well. But to me, like I said, I really hope you can digest that. The core of the issue for me is, well, let me say it this way. Like I said, we would have bigger fish to fry if I didn't think you were actually congruent, or I didn't trust you, or I didn't think, you know, so you're okay. You're okay. Like you're fundamentally okay. You're trustworthy. I'm sure you
Well,
do a good
I
job.
feel like I am in general,
Yes.
but it's just
Good.
in these other situations,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't.
there's only one situation. This is it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that before.
Skeptical. But yeah, I really think this kind of work would be helpful is just continuing to work with somebody one-on-one, being vulnerable, talking about what you're feeling, staying present, and you'll
Yeah,
see that it transitions to other things. Like by practicing this, it transitions to other things. I found this in so many areas, whether it's somatic work, whether it's um, like acting classes, improv, all these things where they challenge us to like be vulnerable, be direct, talk about what we're feeling in front of others. They spill over into everything else because that's really what the core is. You know, trusting yourself. That's my feeling on it, at least.
okay.
Can
Cool.
I add something, Angelo?
Please do.
Eh, Also, I've noticed in the social anxiety, there is another factor that is like most of the time for very like it happens more often to genuine, trustworthy, heart-based people. You are overemphasizing on the message or on a the vibe that you get from the people that you are talking to. Like, let's say job interview, you're really observant and you're absorbing everything that that person is basically projecting on you. And what I did with myself, it was like I said to myself that whatever that person's perception and that person's like emotion or idea uh, is not it doesn't have anything to do with me. I go to my natural, honest, very sincere expression, and that's all I can do. Like, you have the skills, uh, you have the style of expression, you have everything that is you, and you're just being very vulnerable and you just express that. And and in that situation, you basically shutting down some of the feedback that you're getting. Of course, like I'm not talking like very grossly, but like subtle feedbacks can affect you. But if you go to the core of that, it's basically your judgment of their reaction. It's not even the true meaning of the reaction. Sometimes we are very hyper focused on that reaction and we get lost in our own true expression because we want to include that. We want to satisfy that. We want to achieve that, which is not achievable. Like everybody, especially like before like deeper realization, they are projecting themselves on you. It's it's what they do in the communication with you. If they are aware people, they're not gonna do it more that intensely, but it's gonna be the projection of their ideas, their way of expression, likes and dislikes and everything on you. Then when you just focus in yours, it's gonna give you more sense of like whatever. Like I'm just doing it, and it's gonna help you with the flow, to go to the flow, which is who you are. And in this practice, maybe you're going to find that this job is not right for you. And you're pushing yourself to fit in that, because you're going to be so honest and expressive, and you're going to see how it like resonates really with you. You, you maybe you maybe have some characteristics that are not really like aligning with that requirements of that job. And it's also your job to acknowledge that and accept that you can do to some certain extent. Like for example, some people are very like extrovert and easy for expression, some people are introvert, and by our conditioning, exactly like our jobs and our roles are not exactly aligning with who we are. And maybe as an introvert person, you're in the position that is like needs so much of like sharing and expression. But if you like just push yourself, of course, like if this is that resistance that comes and you want to like just go to your stillness of like not doing that. But if you observe that and allow that to be the case too, you're going to also find ways to work with that or change that. And it's going to go, I believe it's easier over time. I hope.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Drew. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thanks.
Check back in with us. Let us know how things are going.
Will do.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Miriam, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And thank you for being here, bringing your spirit, your energy, and openness. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It was very nice to be here.
Okay. We will close the meeting now. And like I said, anyone who's interested in this stuff, for the sustaining membership level on my channel, we do these once a month. So thank you all, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy your fall holiday season. Halloween, if you celebrate. Diwali, if you celebrate, is coming up in 2 days. The Festival of Light, which is beautiful. Anyway, that's it. Thanks all. See ya.